Venture with me into the distant corners of Russia, where a beast lurks. We find the Siberian tiger, a being of towering strength and skill. This ruler of the Siberian wilderness emerges as the largest of all tiger subspecies. Astonishingly, males can reach an immense 12 feet in length, their physique propelled by a range of 400 to 700 pounds of pure muscle. We admire their strength. We notice their retractable claws stretching up to 4 inches, and their canine teeth longer than any other predators, measuring from 2.5 to 3 inches. Observe how these beasts are uniquely fitted to endure in the severest of climates, braving temperatures that would make a polar bear shiver. However, despite their might and resilience, we must remember that Siberian tigers are an endangered species, with less than 500 left wandering the wilderness. As majestic as they are lethal, Siberian tigers command our respect to be observed from a safe distance, for a chance encounter could be a tragic mistake. In the silent realm of Obor, a spine-chilling tale unravels. This serene settlement nestled in the soul of Russia was the backdrop to a tragic clash of man and beast, embodying a narrative of loss and bravery against nature's fiercest predator, the Siberian tiger. At the heart of this village resided a gentleman of 76 winters, a simple inhabitant of Obor. His loyal canine companion was his only respite against the solitude of his secluded life. But one ill-fated day, their tranquil existence was torn apart. A Siberian tiger, an embodiment of brute power and regal majesty, made its way into Obor. The beast claimed the life of the man's dog, dragging it into the bordering wilderness. Propelled by sorrow and a fiery thirst for vengeance, the elderly gentleman embarked on a journey into the forest. He traced the tiger's footprints, marking a path further and further into the wilderness. The forest, once a familiar territory, metamorphosed into a spooky backdrop for the unfolding calamity. Each crunch of leaves beneath his feet, every rustle in the undergrowth, intensified the looming sense of trepidation. After traversing an extensive distance, he traced the predator to an adjacent forest. But the confrontation was not the duel he'd imagined. The tiger, interpreting the man's approach as a threat, retaliated instantly. In a harsh manifestation of nature's primal force, the beast assaulted the man, leading him to a sorrowful demise. When the authorities discovered the man, his frame bore the distinct marks of a beastly assault. In close vicinity were the remnants of his dear pet. The pair had been subjected to a grave destiny, casualties of the same predator. The tiger, unaware of the grief it had inflicted, withdrew back into the wilderness, leaving behind a tale of desolation in its stride. In a brutal turn of events, the man met the same demise as his cherished pet, a poignant testament to nature's power and the peril that resides within its folds. The grim discovery of a man's body, etched with the clear signs of a tiger's attack, radiated shock through the region. With the tragic event, a tangible wave of shock and grief enveloped the local community. The fate of this man stood as a chilling echo of the dangerous might of the Siberian tiger, a creature that, despite its grandeur and magnificence, also stands as a lethal hunter. Upon arrival, the police were greeted with a landscape filled with primal violence. The man's body bore brutal signs of an animal's onslaught, a glaring testament to the tiger's raw power. This chilling sight served as a harsh wake-up call, a grim reminder of the fine line that separates our civil society from the uncontrolled wilderness. The news of the man's untimely death echoed beyond the remote confines of Obor village. The Amur Tiger Center, a charitable organization for animal protection, offered their deep condolences to the family and friends of the deceased. Their acknowledgement reflected the harsh reality of living alongside such formidable creatures. Reacting to this tragic event, local officials and experts from the Khabarovsk region's hunting authority initiated an investigation. The objective was not only to shed light on the man's death, but also to decide the future course of action for the tiger. This intricate task was a juggling act between ensuring human safety and upholding the preservation of an endangered species. As days turned into nights, the villagers of Obor found themselves wrestling with the fallout of this tragedy. The incident underscored the delicate equilibrium that exists between humans and the natural world, which can at times tragically topple. The village of Obor, wrapped in an eerie silence, faced the grim reality of living under the constant threat of such lethal predators. This tragic incident is not an isolated case. It serves as a chilling reminder of the ever-increasing confrontations between man and beast. As we move through the remote Khabarovsk region, home to the majestic Siberian tiger, we witness a rising tide of these deadly encounters. Imagine for a moment the largest and one of the rarest tiger subspecies, a creature that can survive in the harshest of winters, prowling right in your backyard. We see, through the lens, their retractable claws reaching up to 4 inches in length and canine teeth longer than any other predator. These beasts aren't merely intruders, they're apex predators. In this year alone, nearly 300 instances of tigers entering populated areas have been reported. It's not just curiosity that drives these creatures into human habitats, they're on the hunt. Dogs, once considered man's best friend and protector, are falling prey to these formidable hunters. But it doesn't stop there. We see people too have been attacked, their lives abruptly and brutally ended by a creature that, in another time, they might have admired from afar. As the camera pans across the fearful, the fear becomes tangible. Each rustle in the undergrowth, every shadow cast by the moon could be a harbinger of the striped terror. The Siberian tiger, once a symbol of unspoiled wilderness and raw power, is now an embodiment of a growing threat. A threat not just to the safety of those living in the Khabarovsk region, but also to the delicate balance between man and nature. As we document the increasing encounters, the villagers are left in a state of constant vigilance. A chilling standoff ensues. On one side, the human spirit, resilient and determined to protect its own. On the other, a creature driven by instinct and the will to survive. As we delve deeper into this escalating conflict, we must remember that both parties are victims of circumstances beyond their control. The Siberian tiger, its habitat shrinking, is forced into human territories, and the people, just trying to live their lives, find themselves in the path of a desperate predator. The boundary between man and beast blurs, and the villagers of Khabarovsk region find themselves in a chilling standoff. We see this relentless conflict play out on the screen. This story of horror brings with it a stark warning, serving as a chilling reminder of the threats that exist where human and animal territories overlap. As urban sprawl continues and wilderness spaces diminish, encounters of this nature might escalate in frequency and deadliness. This fatal dance between man and tiger, triggered by the tragic loss of a pet, culminated in a disaster that was preventable. This incident's implications are profound. Local authorities, in conjunction with the Khabarovsk region's hunting experts, now grapple with a challenging decision. Should they extract the tiger from its natural habitat? Yes, the tiger was only following its natural instincts, but it poses a serious risk to human life. This is a complex decision, as extracting the tiger could upset the ecological equilibrium. Siberian tigers are endangered, with fewer than 500 remaining in the wild. Each one of these majestic creatures is essential for the species' survival, but can we overlook the danger they represent to human beings? Furthermore, we must examine the man's decision to track the tiger. It's understandable to empathize with the sorrow that must have driven him. Losing a pet equates to losing a family member, but pursuing a Siberian, a top predator, is fraught with peril. The outcomes, as we've witnessed, can be lethal. Probably the real takeaway is recognizing the significance of coexistence. We need to appreciate these magnificent animals, provide them with the space they need to thrive. We should also enlighten ourselves about the threats they represent and adopt suitable safety measures. Ignorance can be as lethal as the claws of a Siberian tiger. In the depths of Siberia, a chilling truth unfolds. When humans and tigers intersect, it becomes a fatal dance. Let's journey to the end where the Siberian tiger, a marvel of nature, stands as an emblem of raw power and primal fear. Visualize the tragic incident in Obor, a stark reminder of their overwhelming might, the impending danger when humans trespass their territories. Picture the loss of a cherished pet, a life of an elderly man claimed, portraying the wild ferocity of a tiger when threatened. Now envision the escalating encounters between Siberian tigers and humans in the Khabarovsk region, highlighting the ever-increasing danger and the urgent need to respect the territories of these magnificent beings. Imagine these creatures, the largest and among the rarest of their kind, contributing significantly to our world's biodiversity. It's therefore vital that we learn to coexist, respecting their space and our limitations. And for those daring enough to step into the Siberian wilderness, take this tale to heart and tread lightly. For the Siberian tiger is not a creature you'd want to cross paths with.